be attending or not? What did you say?
No, Clubs is in catch 22. It says you're live.
I'm live.
She's on now.
And then?
Does anyone know who's on Clubs?
So is this the same link? And
Well, send it to me anyway. Very good.
That was a different one.
Can I send you another link? Sorry?
Just do as if you're doing for a new.
I did a new one.
Yes, I'll send you a new link. Did you send it?
Yes.
Is the new one working?
Yes, I am live.
You want me to send it to you or do you want me to just try it?
Send it to me and I'll try it.
Stressful يعني. مثل هو كيوبي وخلاص.
All right, I just sent it to you.
On Facebook?
On Facebook, yeah.
By the way, Maggie, so the link that you sent me, it takes you to like, because it takes you to kind of like the creators bit.
Yes,
There's
I have.
three people. Why does it say there's three people?
If you go down a little bit, it says stream URL.
Go down. Son. Is there a down? Stream URL.
Yeah. I can see you guys. I think it's working.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, I can.
It says there's 3 people.
What's 3 people? And there's 1 like. Who's liked it? Someone told me nice jumper. Who's hand me 012?
That's Maria.
Oh. Okay, so
So how do I share the URL? Speak for yourself, Coops.
Get us someone who's under.
Where's Simon? What is this?
That's a share. Good job, Max. Max ما عملش حاجة على فكرة. انت سامعني ها؟ You're the only one on, Maria. Huh?
Sorry? Oh, you don't have to send it to me as long as everyone can get it.
He's not attending. He doesn't want to know about it. على فكرة يا جماعة ده هيتمسح أول ما
All right. Well, it says there's 3 people at the moment. Yeah.
عظيم جدا. طب ماريا سمعتها وانت في كاتش 22.
No, people are going to join in a minute. Can we put, like, you're going to put it on Facebook or Viber or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to just check that Maria can hear you?
Maria, can you hear me? If you can, type something. If you can hear me, type something, Maria. No.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, but can you hear me is the question.
Yeah, the short time. Nadine, hello.
So where's the thing?
Yeah.
You can hear, yes? Okay, very good. Oh, well, just turn that off then. Can you close the door?
Yeah, cool.
I think everyone's on a different video. I think Kubi sent the different link, didn't he? هاي ماجد. طب وبس انت هي اللي قاعده قدامك، هاي ماجد ايه دلوقتي؟ يعني لما كيرو يقول هاي ماجد وانا اللي قاعده، مش عيب؟ اتفضلي. got lost in chat. اوبس هاي بسنت. ايوه طبعا هاي بسنت. يعني انت عمال تقول هاي ماجد وماجد مش قاعد اصلا. طب ايه should I start or not? Or wait a little bit? Oh, you have the same jumper? لعلمك it's from the men's section. أنا وأنت نلبس الجاكيت in black or navy. Gilgit has the same jumper as me. You've got cool taste.
Hi everyone.
المهم كيلو بقى أنا اللي قاعدة قدامه وأقول لك هاي ماجد me. And Jesus looks nice too. Yeah,
That's Falcons as well.
That's Falcons as well. That's Falcons, and that's Jesus. Maria goes, Jesus.
Jesus.
Looks nice too. typical ان انت تشوفي جيسس ولا typical ان ماجد حاطط الفالكنز؟ انهي typical فيهم؟ في typical كتير على فكره. Yes, the Falcons made that one on the right. Yes, this thing. Can you see it? Think she's roasting me? يعني who's roasting? So I need to know when I can start. Maria, should I start or wait a bit? لا مش ماد قوي على فكرة. What does my heart say with regards to starting? My heart says wait for another 2 minutes because it's 8:15 and then I'll start. Unless 18 is the right number. So you're social distancing, Angela. I'm very proud of you. We should all do our part. If you're social distancing and haven't seen your friends in 3 days, say me. I want to see who's been following the rules. And man up if you have, and man up if you haven't. So say I have or I haven't, type it. Me, good girl, Nadine. Huh? Angelo, G, Maria. You forgot what the sun looks like? That's Starbucks. No, school doesn't count because you have to go. Any of the friends that you've, not me, Irini, that's naughty. You tried to give me a hug. That was wrong. But I love you, but you should not be trying to hug people at this moment in time. Huh, keep going. Who else? No, it's all right. Anton's yeah, he's your husband. You live in the same household. That's different. Matsawatisha Maria, you know what I mean. Good job, everyone. I'm very proud. Carol, you're on this. Have you been social distancing? The question is social distancing as a cat. If you have not seen your friends and you've been social distancing and making an effort for 3 days. Yes, but you don't constrain your love, that's fine. But you should do it with social distancing. What's worse, self-isolation or COVID-19? They go hand in hand, kind of. Yeah, we do all hate social distancing. But you gotta do it for the greater community. All right, I'm gonna start. Okay, this is weird because I'm talking to myself and you're all there out in the ether, but we'll try. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. So the topic is I am beautiful, and I've got things prepared, so I'm going to be reading backwards and forwards. But when I was thinking about this topic, I thought about how this gets reinforced in your life. And I guess there is internal reinforcement and external reinforcement. And your internal reinforcement of when you tell yourself, and guys, I know there's a few girls there and there's a few guys, saying I'm beautiful is pretty much accepting yourself. It's about external acceptance and internal acceptance. So if you are saying to yourself, I'm beautiful, you're accepting yourself. And so the more confident you are in who and comfortable with who you are, the stronger the internal reinforcement will be. So we all have our set of values and our things that we think are important. So, for example, if you think sport is important and having an athletic body is the thing, and that's what you value, then you will accept yourself or say to yourself that you are beautiful if you fit that criteria, or you will not accept yourself because you're not what you idealize. So depending on where your values lie, that's going to influence how you accept yourself or whether you think of yourself as beautiful, good looking, internally and externally. And sometimes we're obviously pretty hard on ourselves and we set the bar too high, which is not always a bad thing, but it can also be detrimental. Now, when you're confident in yourself, you need minimal external validation. It's not to be confused with being cocky or conceited. Someone who's happy and content with themselves is someone who accepts themselves for who they are. They accept their flaws and they realize what's good in them or what their strengths are. So it's knowing your weaknesses and accepting them and your strengths and playing on them. And acknowledging your flaws is a big part of being realistic and that self-acceptance. So we don't want to be conceited, we don't want to be full of ourselves, but we don't need to be putting ourselves down either. We just have to be realistic and accept ourselves. And I can tell you this with absolute conviction: the older you get, and that makes me sound really old, the older you get, the more confident you will be with yourself, and the more comfortable you will be in your own skin. You will be able to realize what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. You will accept your weaknesses. You'll be a lot more accepting because you will have more life experiences. So where you are now, I know I'm not that old, but I'm older by a while now. So it's trickier definitely when you're younger. Do you have a mic to improve the quality? No, I don't. Can I move it a bit closer? Is that better? And I'm pretty loud. Is everybody okay with the sound quality? I'm just going to keep going. So an example of not being confident. When I was younger, I went to an American school where all the girls were tall and blonde and blue-eyed and all the rest of it. And I had a really, really hard time with accepting who I was and accepting myself. And I was not confident in the least. But the older I got, the more confident I became, the more I realized, again, my strengths and my weaknesses externally and internally. And I would say that now I'm 100 times more confident than what I was when I was 15, and then when I was 18 and 25, and now in my 30s. But it's that life experience as well that helps us gain that self-confidence. So if you're stumbling a little bit with that part, don't stress. It will get a lot better. You just have to remember your values, and also remember that we are created in the image and likeness of God. And so you can't say I'm an ugly person, whether that's internally or externally. You cannot say I'm an ugly person, because you're created in the image and likeness of God. So God didn't create anything ugly. He created the most beautiful things in nature, and he saved us as the best for last. So surely we are not ugly in any way. But sometimes you've got to do a bit of self-talking. Sometimes we have to concentrate on the positives, and we can draw on the verse, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And just remember that you can get your confidence and get your strength from God. Now, I just want to ask a question, and I want you guys to say the answers, type up the answers. What is the first thing you notice about a person when they enter a room, or what's the first thing that catches your eye about a person? I'm waiting for answers. Yeah, رحتوا فين? Calf muscles. You're such a physio. Their smile or their laugh, their attitude, their energy, yep, their confidence, their smile, their appearance. So I guess it's a bit 50-50, but there was some were on physical appearance, so their calf muscle, their smile, their appearance, whether, I guess I'd understand that as whether they're well put together or they're disheveled and messy looking. Their smile is a bit physical, but it also gives you a bit about their energy, their confidence. I guess you guys did, like I said, you said a bit of 50-50, but a lot of, there's usually more emphasis on the external beauty. So when we look, we've talked about the internal voice, and that's one of the things that influences our thoughts about how we feel about ourselves and whether we think we're beautiful or not. But there are also external factors. So when you think about external factors, what are those factors that influence how we feel about ourselves? Again, I'm waiting for your input. Come on. What are the external factors? What external factors influence how we feel about ourselves? Have you guys gone to sleep on me? Social media, yes. What else? أجيب لكم ماجد. Social standards. Mama's approval of my outfit. So family, social media, Mama's approval is a big one, Hannah. Meg, it says friends. Where's my water, Megan? It's I got some. Huh, what else? You're missing a pretty big one. Pay attention, people. They said social media. Where do you draw your values from? Society, social media, culture, family. What else? God, yes. So the Bible. Okay. So I've broken it up into three main groups or three main areas: that religion, church, God. Yes, that's one. Megan, come and show your face if you want. مش قادر. So that's right. So there's three main areas. One is religion, one is close family and friends, and one is everyone else. And social media fits in everyone else. So we'll go one step at a time. The Bible mainly focuses on spiritual beauty. So in 1 Peter, he says, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. I'm going to read that again, and I'm going to ask you about what strikes you the most. What are the kickers in this verse? Do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is precious. So what are they saying about the beauty of the heart? What is the Bible saying about the beauty of the heart? Imperishable, which means what does imperishable mean? If the internal beauty is imperishable, it's eternal. It lasts. It's forever. It doesn't go gray. It's not going to get wrinkles. So the emphasis here is very much on your internal beauty, not your external beauty. And in 1 Samuel, the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as a man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. We'll get to that point. Can we come back to that question, Cheryl? But I actually think it's not true. I think that we're accepted more as different and exotic in cultures where we are the different ones. So I felt more accepted when I was living in the US than I did when I was in Egypt. But that's just me. It might be different for other people. And then Corinthians 2 says, so we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. So like we said before, there's a clear emphasis on inner beauty and your inner self and investing in your inner self. So what do you think are the benefits of inner beauty? Maria's not allowed to answer, and Irene not allowed to answer because they've heard this before. What are the benefits of your inner beauty? Whether you're a guy or a girl, what do you think the benefits are of your inner beauty? What do you mean by height, Cheryl? It's imperishable, yes. So it doesn't wrinkle and it doesn't age. What else? There's something very critical with inner beauty. Gergis, what is it, Gigi? It's precious to God, yes. It radiates, yes. Something very critical. I mean, to me, it's unique for each individual, yes. And because it's unique, what does that mean? What can you do with inner beauty? What can you do about your personality? It should not be compared. You can control it, guys. Your inner beauty is what you can control. I can't control how the shape of my eyes, the color of my skin, the size of my nose. I mean, surgically, I guess I can, but naturally, I can't. But I can control my personality. I can control my temper. I can control my anger. I can control the energy that I give out. I can control whether I'm a happy person, a bubbly person, a suki person, a negative person. You can control your inner beauty. So you can make yourself more beautiful, much more beautiful, or much uglier, depending on how you decide to go. And that gives us a sense of control and power. And it's a very empowering feeling to know that it's in your hands how your inner beauty comes out. Okay? And I'm sure you guys have seen this or witnessed it before. You can have the most gorgeous, handsome, or beautiful girl walk through the room, and the minute they start talking, you want to vomit. Because their ugly personality just erases anything that is pretty or handsome about their face or their external appearance. And the same goes for someone who's very ordinary looking, is just, nothing special about their physical looks, but people are, it's like they're a magnet for people because of their beautiful personality, because of how kind they are, the positive energy they have, how they speak, how they relate to people. So really, their inner beauty shines way, way brighter than their external beauty. As cheesy as that sounds, I feel that it's very true. Now, we spoke about, so that's the Bible. The Bible focuses, and our religion focuses very much on inner beauty and on the importance of that and letting that shine, and that's what God looks for, and that this is eternal, and that it's imperishable, and that it lasts forever. And now we know that it's something you can control. But we obviously live in the world, we live with people, we interact with people, and we're very much influenced by what they tell us, what they think, what their values are. So the first set of people that influence us are our family and friends. They know us intimately, and this is our family and our close friends. They know us intimately, they love us, they care about us, and they want what's best for us. We don't doubt their love for us, and we know that they have our best interest at heart. So when they compliment us, we know that it's genuine. And when they provide us with criticism, we know that it's constructive criticism and it is for our benefit. So they would never be saying something, this doesn't look right, or you're behaving this way, it's not appropriate. They would not be saying this to us to hurt our feelings. They would be saying that to us because they're truly worried and their heart is definitely in the right place. I cannot begin to tell you, Hannah said earlier, the outfit that my mom approves of. I cannot tell you how many times I fought with my mother about my hair, how loud I was, you talk too fast, your outfit this, your outfit that, like every day from when I was 14 till I was 25. Every single day, every moment I was walking out that door, it was a fight. And now I do the same exact thing with my own daughter. I'm just as critical of her as my mother was of me, but I now understand where she was coming from. So people that love us, when they criticize us, they're the ones that you should lend an ear to. They're the ones that, even if when you don't agree, just maybe give it a thought. So there's God, there's our family and friends that worry about us, that have our best interest at heart. When they tell us to behave a certain way or dress a certain way or change the way our hair looks or whatever it might be, it's because they are ones that care about us, and it comes from a place of love and a place of intimate knowledge. And then there's everyone else. And everyone else is most likely these days in the form of social media. Now, I use social media, and I use more than one platform of social media, so I would not be living in the century if I said to you, don't use social media. I would just be kidding myself, and you guys would laugh at me. And I would be a hypocrite as well because I use it. But I want to draw just your attention, and I think we touched on it when we had the can of worms. You've got social media, and your closest friends and family are probably on social media with you, along with what, 200, 300, 500, 1,000 other friends, 2,000 other friends. So it's important to not give weight to the compliments or criticisms that you receive on social media. They do not come from a place of intimate knowledge. They do not come from a place of love, even if they're compliments. Even if people are liking photos, even if people are saying, oh, look at you, gorgeous, you look beautiful. They don't know you. It's not the kind of compliment that you should hold dear. It probably doesn't mean much. I don't want to put you down, but the same goes for anything negative too. It doesn't mean much either. And I guess social media is dangerous when you let it operate in that vacuum. When you don't analyze the material that you see or filter the information that you get. So for example, and I used this when I gave the talk to 3 other people, I follow Beck Judd, who is the wife of a footy player. She's a mother of 4, so she's obviously someone that I can relate to. She is always immaculately dressed. Her kids are perfect looking. She's tall and skinny and a model and a business. She's everything. And when you see her Insta stories, life just looks like it's a whole big party all the time. And there is no mess in that house and everything is tip-top. And you just think, how on earth, I've got 2 kids, she's got 4. How on earth is she living like this? How on earth is this her life? How is she so composed and so gathered and smiling and not stressed? But then I have to tell myself, the moments that she puts on Instagram are perfectly crafted moments that she chooses to share when she thinks, all right, and you know what? I've got those beautiful moments too in my life. I may not document every single one of them, but I do have them. So she's choosing to show you only what she wants you to see, or what she wants me to see, her viewers to see. So those Insta stories are snapshot moments. So you've got to remember the snapshot rule. This is a snapshot in a person's life that is a moment. If it's a photo, they've probably taken 7,000 other photos, the same exact thing with different lighting, different poses. Their arm is here, then it's here, then it's here, then it's here. They put their chin up and chin down, stuck their stomach in, make sure that it was the perfect lighting, the perfect moment, the perfect whatever, to give you the illusion that life is perfect and they've had this beautiful moment in their life. So when you think about it logically, you will then be able to control what affects you and what doesn't affect you. So just remember who you are. Remember to accept yourself, that you are beautiful, that even if you are not beautiful, there's a huge component of your beauty that you can control, and that's your inner beauty. That this is something that you can make shine as much as you want. You're created in God's image and likeness, so you have to be beautiful. There's something about you that is beautiful. And you have to invest more time and energy in your inner beauty, and that's what's going to shine the most. And I'll just leave you with this quote, and you let me know what you think of it. I thought that it was very relevant, and it just hit the nail on the head. To live by a man's compliments is to die by his criticism. To live by a man's compliments is to die by his criticism. So, I don't know, I hope this got you thinking just a little bit. If you have any questions or you want to share anything, we can share. I'm just going to get a drink. Does anybody have any questions? And we'll go to Cheryl had a question earlier, which was about, does that apply to us too? Guys, of course it does. Of course it does. Do you not think that guys these days put an emphasis on their looks? And their self-confidence is affected by external factors? And is a compliment bad? A compliment is not bad. Just make sure that it's a genuine one. The amount of times that you could just tell, and the older you get, the more you'll be able to filter this. Some people, oh, Habibi, I've missed you so much. I haven't seen you. Let's catch up. Look at you. You look gorgeous. This person I've seen twice in 12 months. Okay, they're telling me I look nice, thank you very much. But their view of me should not impact how I feel about myself. So yes, take a compliment and accept a compliment. It's not a bad thing, but make sure that you're filtering where those compliments are coming from. And I said it's important to accept and be aware of your flaws and accept them. Practical way of doing that. I think part of it experience. I think another part of it is focusing on what you can control, because at the end of the day, crying over things that you can't change is not going to change them. So even if you talk about physical appearance, if I'm not happy with the way I look, turning around and being disheveled and messy and dirty, that is not going to make me feel better about myself anyway. So I can feel better about myself by putting a bit of effort into how I look. But like I said before, you can definitely control your own personality. So how friendly you are. Maybe put yourself out there a bit more. Get out of your comfort zone so that you can become more confident with yourself. So challenge yourself. If you know that one of your flaws, for example, like I know one of my flaws sometimes is that I speak too fast, or I get too what's the word? Too passionate for some people. So I have to work on that. So you have to work on, because you will never improve unless you're actually realistic with what your flaws are. But then once you accept it, working on it is a way of making it is a practical way of, when you work on it, that's a practical way. You've accepted it, and then you're actually trying to improve it. But if you don't accept it and then say, I want to change it, then you're never going to get to that step, because you have not started to say, this is how I am. And you know what? Talk to someone who's trusted as well. Someone who will help you see, because part of accepting your flaws is also realizing what is good in you, whether it's external or inner. So if you know that you're a kind person or a loving person or a passionate person, realizing those strengths and drawing on those strengths will help you accept, because you know that no one's perfect. You know that if you analyze other people, not to compare yourself, but just to, I'm not saying it to compare, but realize that sometimes even looking at someone who's idealized, like Oprah Winfrey, she's someone that I think is amazing. If you read her life story, you will know, or even any of the saints, the amount of hardship they've been through. She has been through. This woman was raped and turned down so many times, and so many things. Anything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong in her life. But I idealize her. I think she's amazing. So looking at someone like that and seeing her succeed and do well and do so much good, knowing all the adversity that she's come from, helps me accept that I've got my own flaws, but look at what she can do with all the flaws that she had in her life and all the adversity that she had in her life. So when I say compare with other people, it's compare so that you can draw strength from that and see how far they've come so that you can push yourself to do better. Any other questions? Okay, first the chicken. Didn't God create the chicken who then laid the egg? So if there are no more questions, was there an activity or something? Did I have to tell you about an activity? No, there's no activity. Hang on, let me ask Megan. Cheryl's question. Yes, where's Cheryl's question? Do you feel like it was easier to feel accepted and similar to other girls when you were in Egypt? No, I don't think so. I think I think Australian culture is actually, the talk is finished. Yes, I'm just doing questions, G. I think in Egypt, do you mean like what? As a girl or as a woman or external beauty wise or as a Copt? I don't know where this question. There are too many layers in this question. Looks wise, I felt like it was easier to be accepted when I lived outside of Egypt. Culture wise, because we're a bit different. Egypt is probably easier, just because everybody people pretty much behave the same, especially as teenagers growing up. But it's changed now as well. Like, I actually think that life here is stricter, but that's just what I found when I came here. Like, Egyptians are more westernized than the Egyptians here. Or at least the Egyptians that I was dealing with. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? Really? I say Coptic Orthodox. I always say I'm Coptic Orthodox, which is like Greek Orthodox, but Egyptian. And then they get it straight away. No one ever thought that I was Muslim or that I fasted Ramadan. But then again, I didn't go to school here. When I started dealing with people here, it was as adults, so maybe they were a bit more educated. And I think people are accepting when, like, they're curious. So when I went to uni in the US, people were very curious, but very respectful as well. But that was because I was very clear from the beginning about who I was, about what I would do, what I wouldn't do, and people respected that immediately. But if I was a bit wishy-washy, then that could have been tricky. But because I knew exactly what my boundaries were on all aspects of my life there, I was living there. People thought I was interesting, I was different, and that made it more fun. Especially, but you get asked because people don't know. But the fact that, like, at least they're respectful enough to ask. And the reality is, we look like the way we look. I don't, like, we shouldn't get offended. You look Arab, but that's just the reality. That's how you look. So you have to accept. That's part of being confident and accepting. You have to accept that that's how you look. Yeah. My brother looks very, very, his name is Michael. So it's a very, like, he couldn't have a more, and my brother was actually in America when it was September 11th, and he looked as Arab as you can get. And he used to, on purpose, he bought a pair of, like, bright red sweatpants and tried to look as non-Arab as possible, as cool as possible, so that he could pass. He would still be made to wait in the airport for 2 hours so he can pretty much get strip searched. That's just how we look. We can't change it. But then why shy away from it? I've got a necklace that's got names written in Arabic on it. It's part of who I am. So the more confident with it, like, just, you know what, preempt the question. And when you go for a new job, say, and by the way, I'm Coptic Orthodox, I don't mind bacon. Just preempt the question. Yeah, being an Arab, September 11th was not ideal at all. I was in the US on the actual day, and from that day for about 3 or 4 months, we were not allowed to leave the college campus at all. We were supposed to ask our American friends to go buy us anything we needed. If we did go out, we should not go out with other Arabs, and definitely don't speak Arabic in public. So it was not ideal. But with the bacon, yes, tell them, preempt the hero, say to them, by the way, I don't mind bacon. I'm Coptic. when you apply for a job. Like, own it. It's who you are. Any other questions? Did you want to make me feel older, Megan? And you've got like FOMO badly, Megan. And طب تعال اقعد معايا لو خلاص. He's sitting in another room. It comes with experience, Maria. Confidence comes with experience. And sometimes you've got to flaunt it a bit. Why is this not stopping? I can't silence it, sorry. Megan, come sit with me. Huh? With it? What's WDYM? I'm going to sound really old now. Me and Giddo did 9/11. Come sit with me. Like, why are you being all? Get a chair. Huh? What does this mean? Where did you draw the line between confidence and where do you draw? Hello. Where do you draw the line between confidence and arrogance? Huh?
Arrogance and confidence.
What do you think, Matt? In the middle.
No, I think, there's a difference between.
You can tell the difference.
There's a difference between I'm confident in what my values are, what I believe. That's different from me thinking
when you're arrogant,
my beliefs are more important than yours and you are beneath me kind of thing because you don't think the way I do.
And normal, take a seat, man. I told you something for long this one. Get to honest shit. When you're arrogant, number one, you feel the need to promote your own positives and the need to usually put down other people as well. So it's a simultaneous thing. So when you're arrogant, you feel this need to keep saying, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. So when you're confident, you accept who you are and you're not shaken by other people's opinions. But when you're arrogant, you're actually flaunting it all the time. وجوي بتضحك وخلاص ما بتديناش اي comments. It's like comparing CS7 and this. Yeah, he's فرحان في حتة تانية. ايه العسل ده موجود؟ واحنا جبناه عشان تعكسوه؟ No. Gergis, is your jumper navy or black? زي بطل تقلب.
Scoops.
خليه في وش عطشان. Exact same حتى السايز. Thomas sends you a love heart. طب يعني لو السيشن ده هيطول في ان هو معاكسه في ماجد، انا ممكن امشي على فكره واجيب لكم ماجد تقعدوا تتفرجوا عليه براحتكم. وحشتم قوي؟ ما انتوا كلكم فاضيين، ما حدش خارج، كله قاعد في بيته ما حدش خارج. فبقول لكم زهقانين وقاعدين، طب يعني اعمل ايه بعد كده؟ ايه ده؟ مينا جه. You're the only one that loves me. Everyone else عمال يعكس في مالي. You're happy the Falcons? No, I know I'm not happy that Falcons have stopped because Meg is bored. Have you heard unhappy husband, unhappy life? I didn't want you to self-isolate. ما انا عمالة اسليك اهو بقالي ساعة اهو بسليك. عايزين ايه؟ You've always been here. You've been very quiet, Nina. You haven't said anything. لا خلاص بقى بعد ما قلت لكم I love you 2% لا بومبا خلاص. That was like me fishing for compliments. زهقت مش ايه انت مشيت بتقول عمالين يبعتوا لك رقم تبداوا تطلع اجيب لكم اجي مش انا. Maria said I love you percent.
Love is mutual, guys. Just want to be clear.
ان انت بتحبهم ما انا وانت تكملوا حبهم صح؟
Coos was just calling to say that when we finish to go on Discord.
Remember, from your house, don't leave the house.
And there'll be a link, I think, in the Facebook chat.
They're watching a movie.
All right.
What's the score?
No, we're not gaming.
What's the score?
It's like a chat offer.
برضو عاوز اتكلم برضو تاني كده بس هنشوفوا بعض.
كوكو.
This is ايه؟ هايفي يعني هايفي. Don't leave the house كيلو طلبة. مش اتفقنا؟ طيب, thanks for your participation, guys. I hope it was a little bit beneficial, maybe. And see you next time. Say hi to Hannah for your father. Would know لأ؟ في discrimination عالي جدا على فكرة. بالمرة. Thanks Maria. أنت الوحيدة اللي بتحبيني يا ماريا وبعد كده على فكرة العالم دي كلها في الزبالة على فكرة عشان تبقى عارفة. مهما قال. نوح and Hannah. Bye. Thanks guys. Bye. Good night. And delete this thing after you finish. Bye.